this video, we're going to use Excel statistical tools to analyze baseball salaries. So for the 2019 season, we've got each player, their team, their position, starting pitcher, designated hitter, etc., their salary. You might wonder, nobody's a dummy who's a baseball player, but why that's there, we'll get to that. So the first thing is a histogram of salaries. And you'll see most players don't get paid that much. Some guys get paid a lot. A box plot by position would help. And then if you want to do a histogram based on text, how do you do that? We'll start with that. So histogram based on text, basically, in other words, you want to know how many starting pitchers. You can do this with a pivot table really easily. But if you want to use the histogram tool, how do you do that? Well, what you do is you put in a column of ones and use the category option on the axis. So let's start with that. So if I select these two columns and I do insert histogram, it's going to look really bad. Should probably go up to the top. Okay, so we do insert histogram. Okay, now that looks horrible. So now what you got to do is format axis, and what it does by category, it'll sum things up. So in other words, by putting ones there, if we sum up, like for starting pitcher, the ones, we get how many starting pitchers. So that's position count. Which is cool, because I didn't really know you could do that till recently. Now I want an ordinary histogram on the baseball pitcher salaries. Oh, sorry, the pitchers overall, these players overall. So then I can go in there, and I should probably scroll up again. Okay, right here is good, I guess. So we'll do insert, another histogram. There we go. Now I don't like these axis boundaries, so what do? Well, we do right click, select the axis, right click, format axis, and let's say underflow is 1 million. We can do that as 1E6. Overflow, we'll group everybody, let's say it makes over 26 million. And then if I say 5 million for the bin width, I should get something that looks pretty nice, because I hate when the axis doesn't have round numbers. Okay, so there we go. So that's a nice histogram of salaries. Now you can't see the last. I've got to make this wider. Wider, wider, wider. Okay. So these are salaries. And you can see basically half the players make under $1 million. So you think making the major leagues is going to make you rich. Well, maybe it will. If you're over here, it'll sure make you rich, like the Max Scherzers, etc. The Altuves, below the Astros. Okay, now we could try a box plot, because this is probably the best thing by position to see what's going on, because you can see the outliers very easily. So if I want to do a box plot, I'm going to do position. Now these are in different columns, not adjacent columns. I've got to do position, hold down the control key and come back up, which is a bit of a pain with my mouse on my fading computer. And then I can do this column, control shift down arrow. Oops. So we'll get position here. Control. And I think I could do down arrow. There we go. So now I can do insert. Let's get a box plot. And there we go. Now probably the easiest thing is just to cut this and put it up at the top. And now paste it. Okay, so now what we see here The bars indicate, the box indicates the typical values. So it's a box plot by position, and there are no outliers really on the low side. Position of salaries. But you can see starting pitchers, there's what, 6 or 7 here, 7 that are really highly paid. Designated hitters sort of have the highest typical salary, which that really surprises me. Catchers don't make much money. They've got to crunch that whole game, but they're always at each position, except for first base. There's really no outliers because first base, there are a lot of people who can play first base. Okay, and if you're a really good hitter, they'll probably put you as the designated hitter if you're in the American League. But you can see these outliers here. But you can see basically it's skewed here. You can see the X, which is basically the mean, is always above the line, which is the median, which indicates baseball salaries are highly skewed. So that's a really great example of how you can analyze a real data set using Excel.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of 3 books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytic stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.